Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So, yesterday I did my Pokemon market analysis video that we do every Sunday. And I don't usually include Pokemon Center ETBs, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at all Pokemon Center ETBs in the Scarlet and Violet era. And we're going to correlate prices between TCG Player and eBay and see what they look like. But before we get to it, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Thank you guys so much. So let's get to it. The first thing we're going to be looking at is Phantasmal Flames, being that it's around the corner. Of course, pre-orders for Pokemon Center went out a good while ago already, and we should be getting them this Friday when the set releases, hopefully, or maybe this weekend. But currently on TCG Player, market price is $543. Of course, this is extremely inflated. This is what happens on TCG Player with every single Pokemon Center box before the official release. So this is completely inflated. But I did want to talk about this ETB here because someone in my comment section said that they didn't want to really keep this Pokemon Center ETB because of the promo in it. And I understand that sentiment there, where the promo usually has a lot of value, like the Obsidian Flames Charmander or many others. But one thing I will say is that this ETB looks better than almost every single ETB in the Scarlet and Violet era. Like, off the top of my head right now, I can't think of one. Maybe Destined Rivals looks better, but I don't know if it looks better. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you think looks better? Phantasmal Flames ETB or the Destined Rivals ETB? I mean, they both look really cool. I can't really determine right now which one I like better, but I think this is for sure one of the top tier designs out of all the Pokemon Center ETBs that they've come out with. So keep that in mind. Even though you don't believe that the promo will be valuable, this art style on the ETB looks amazing. And I know the regular ETB has the Charizard as well, but at the end of the day, this is protected by exclusivity, right? It's still going to have value because of that. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to look on eBay and look at the prices for these ETBs, how they're selling on there, so we can see a more realistic value for these boxes. And then you guys can have a better idea on that. So as of today, and then going forward, we have a sale here at $279. We have a few at $279, $232, $300, $285, $300, $315, $303, $290, and $320. And of course, there are hundreds of sales here for the Pokemon Center ETBs. I would feel much more comfortable if this ETB was selling more around $275. We are, of course, talking about pre-orders here, even on eBay. And because of that, whenever people buy items on that are pre-release items like these, it's always more inflated, much more inflated than the value that we're going to have when a release comes out. We'll have to see what happens on Friday. I'll probably go over the cost of every single item in Phantasmal Flames when release comes out, and then maybe a week after that. But as of right now, we have really inflated prices. Definitely look forward to seeing prices that are much more affordable for the Phantasmal Flames ETBs. Right now, of course, like I said before, pre-release, everything is incredibly hyped. So we have boxes that are selling over $300 already, right? We haven't even had the opportunity to let these boxes actually appreciate. We were seeing booster boxes at this price, but we were not seeing PC ETBs at this price. As a matter of fact, if you saw my video yesterday and you saw the pre-order prices for the booster boxes, they were actually more affordable than some of these PC ETBs that we're seeing sell on eBay. So clearly, these prices are going to change on Friday when the set finally releases. We're going to move forward to Mega Evolutions. We have the Gardevoir Mega Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB has dropped a pretty significant amount. I mean, pre-order, once again, this is a good example. What we saw with Phantasmal Flames, it's had a few sales of like $400 on TCG Player, then dropped down to $243, and then has come down from $243 to $215. So once again, after release, at some point, these prices will drop. Whether they start taking off after that is a whole different story. It depends on where the market is and what it's doing, but it'll be something similar to that, right? Looking at the Lucario version, it is sitting at $217, just $2 more than the Mega Gardevoir. It had a high of $278 after release and has now come down to $217. So not bad for these boxes. I'm glad that they're not incredibly inflated and already $300. I think it's at a nice spot just above $200. It might get even a little cheaper actually in these next few months. We're going to be looking on eBay. This is Phantasmal. Why is that Phantasmal? Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna be looking on eBay and looking at the Mega Evolution prices, see if they correlate with eBay. Um, so we have two here selling at for $410, $205, a few dollars below current market price. That's a great buy right there. 192 here on bids, 195 for the Lucario, one on bids. Yeah, not so bad. It's clearly a little cheaper here on eBay. It's kind of telling of where the market has been heading. Things just keep getting just a little cheaper every single week. Sometimes you can even track that by the day, but that seems to be the way that the market is going at the current moment. We don't know what's going to happen in a few weeks from now. We don't know what's going to happen, as a matter of fact, when TCG Player has that Cyber Weekend event where you have 10% off. Like I was saying in yesterday's video, sales should kind of have somewhat of an uptick, and it'll probably make prices get a little more expensive just because sellers know that people are going to be enticed to buy. Next, we're going to be moving on to the Black Bolt Pokemon Center ETB. Is now sitting at $190. It was once not too long ago at $242. So with this current correction period, it has come down a decent amount from $242. That's a pretty decent amount. It's almost somewhere in between 30 to 40% reduction there, or correction. Not bad though for the ETB. I think that it should do well long term at some point. Looking at it on eBay now, see if prices correlate. We have sales, we have a bids here at 160, but with $33 delivery, so that's pretty similar to market price. We have another one here at 175, another one here at 116 with $15 delivery, 180, 174 again, 75 with $21 delivery. So for the most part, you're seeing much cheaper boxes here on eBay for Black Bolt as well. $145 here on bids with $14 delivery. By far the cheapest, and I'm pretty sure you keep looking, you might find some better deals. If you go ahead and look on Facebook, maybe bargain with someone, making an offer maybe to someone that, like I always say, the worst thing they'll say is no, right? You ask, they say no, move on, or maybe buy it at the price they have if you're comfortable with it, which is fine. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to try. Next is the White Flare Pokemon Center to be sitting at $174. It had a high of 211, has also pulled back quite a bit. Not bad for the White Flare TB though. It's at a decent price. It doesn't feel so inflated like a lot of the other ones that make you they're like a clear no sometimes, right? But once again, same thing for White Flare. I think they will do much better in the long term than what they're doing right now. So yeah, we're gonna look on eBay now for a White Flare, sitting at $160 on bids with $33 delivery as well. We have the pair here on bids going for $307, making that $153.50 with $13 delivery. Not bad for the pair right there. That's a pretty nice buy. $162 here with 9 bids, $130 here with 9 bids and $15 delivery. A great buy there as well. So yeah, you guys can clearly find deals right now. Like this is the time to even buy Pokemon Center ETBs that most of us thought would be so like protected and insulated from a correction or a big price drop, but it's clearly not. They're still moving. They're dropping. We're seeing more affordable prices, and we're going to continue seeing that with most of the products that we look at. Next, we're going to be looking at the Destined Rivals Pokemon Center ETB. Of course, I was comparing it to the Phantasmal Flames one. It's the only one that has a complete different color from the regular ETB. It looks really cool in my opinion. It's now sitting at $342 market price. It had a high of $384.85, so it has dropped a little over $40 in market price, which is not bad for this. It did shoot up pretty rapidly with all these huge buys back here, but with the current market right now, it seems to be trending downward little by little, day by day. Look at on eBay now, see if we find some deals here. We had a sale here of $350 as of yesterday, $325 on bids. Before that, $320, $300. That was a buy it now with $13 delivery, $340 with $9 delivery, a $180 best accepted offer here. Wow, that's insane, with $6.50 delivery, $365, $355 here, $320. So we're still seeing, even though we are seeing some pretty expensive buys. We have one here that was at $400, but still, uh, you're still seeing some deals here, right? Whether it's $10 below market, $20 below market, eBay still seems to be the place to buy, man. I wouldn't look elsewhere. I would look on TCG Player, look at the market price, and then move myself to eBay and Facebook and try to find something like Destined Rivals at a much cheaper price. Next, Journey Together Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Sitting at a $170 right now market price, had a high of $197. Has pulled back a little bit here, just about $20. Not bad for the Journey Together with the Anzarua promo right here as well. Not a bad one, I think. I think it's really, really underrated in my opinion. That Anzarua actually looks really nice. This box art looks really nice as well. And I think Journey Together overall is underrated. We have a sale here on eBay at $150.50 with bids right here, still below market. That's $20 below market there. We have another one here at 159 with 50 cents on bids as well. Free delivery, not bad. 157 on bids with $12 delivery. $142 on bids with $13 delivery. 143 with $14 delivery. Not so bad for Journey Together, in my opinion. It's one of those boxes once again that didn't just jump up in price out of nowhere. I know this box has been, it's had a lot of negativity thrown at it, and I think it's fine. I think it will just continue to be a play for a lot of people that don't doubt the box and don't just follow trends, because we don't know what's going to happen long term, right? Sentiment can change so quickly. We can go through this downturn. We can hit a bear market at some point, and then when the hype period comes around, people can completely fall in love with Journey Together. And there are a lot of people that really do love Journey Together. All right, moving forward, the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB is currently sitting at $356 and had a high of $407. Has come down about $50 from its all-time high. Pretty wild for this box to be that expensive. I mean, it's been out for less than a year, but it is Prismatic. A lot of belief behind the set. I mean, I believe the set's going to do really well long term. But for me personally, I think it's too expensive for me to buy at this price. For me to just justify buying it, I would keep holding on, in my opinion, for this box. I would keep waiting for the correction to continue pulling this box down just a bit more. I mean, for me to at least feel comfortable with a box that has already appreciated like 600%. You know what I mean? Like that's just my thought process right there. Correlating with eBay now, looking at eBay, we have a sale here of $335 on bids with $11 delivery. $350 here free delivery, $345 free delivery. We have a case for $2,000. That's $500 in ETB. That's insane. I mean, come on, that's crazy. That's what you expect to see a few years down the line, right? And to be buying that at this price, I think it's kind of absurd, in all honesty. $340 here, free delivery, $360, $345, $335 on bids there. $2,375 for the case. Once again, wow, that's an insane buy. That's so expensive, man. I mean, at some point you have to think to yourself, how do I justify buying this when it has already appreciated that much? I think that's a little bit of an immature buy, maybe just not being disciplined, not having any kind of patience. That's way too much for that case. But once again, we're seeing, even with Prismatic Evolutions, as strong as a set as it is, we're still finding some deals here. Still some deals below market price, and it'll be worth it in the long term, right? You want more affordable boxes. If you're an investor, you want more affordable boxes. If you're a collector, you want more affordable boxes. So keep that in mind. We're still going through the correction. There's no reason to FOMO into anything right now. Until the market does change, and then you realize that you have to pick something up before it goes to the moon. But at the current moment, prices are still dropping. So why buy right now? I would say be patient. Next, Surging Sparks Pokemon Center ETB. It is now sitting at $254 market price. It was at a high of $300, basically $299 with 35. That's $300. It's down about $45 from its all-time high. Not bad once again, making it a little more affordable. This is Surging Sparks. It is one of the better sets in the era. In my opinion, this ETB looks pretty damn cool. I love the Pikachu on here. I just love the whole design, the colors. I love it. Looking on eBay now, seeing if the prices make sense. We have a case here, an open case, best accepted offer at just under, I guess, $1,000. I didn't Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look at 130 point right now and see what works. All right, so I went ahead and tried to find it on 130 point. 134 point did not have this box listed on their website, so I can't even tell you what the best accepted offer is. I did want to see what that was like to see if these ETBs each sold for under market, but may not be the case. We do have a $48 delivery here from Canada, so we'll have to just move on from that. $835 on bids. That looks like a decent buy. You're buying ETBs under market, and it has a sealed premium on it. I mean, that's a pretty good buy in my opinion. It is really expensive still at $835, but including 4 ETBs with market being at, what is that, 254? It was 254. That's over $1,000. That's almost $1,020, and you bought it for $835. Plus the sealed premium is not even included on here. Obviously, I think it's a great buy at the current moment. $220 here on one bid right here. $15 delivery, not bad right there whatsoever. $255 on bids there. $212 with $8 delivery. Another case here sold for $810 with 13 bids. Another one sold here for $798 on 9 bids. That's insane buys right here on eBay. And as I always mention, eBay is the place to buy. You are going to find some deals on here, and of course, once again, with the correction, it's not something that we can look past. And I feel like I need to keep on mentioning it so that it stays. It's like cemented. It's etched in the back of your eyelids so that you can understand that there is time. You have time right now. Prices continue to drop. They're continuing to drop little by little, day by day. Every week, of course, if you look at my videos that I put on Sunday, maybe I'll do these every single week just to keep track on the Pokemon Center ETBs. There just isn't that much product out there for the Pokemon Center ETBs that the prices aren't fluctuating as quickly as booster boxes. There isn't as much happening. But if you guys would like it, maybe I'll just keep doing these every single week so that you guys can stay up to date with a premium product like a Pokemon Center ETB, because if you guys continue to be patient, you will find better deals. Right now, nothing is really skyrocketing right now. Some things are holding, but nothing's flying. Everything else is correcting. It's coming downward. So keep that in mind. Moving on, Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETBs. I haven't really, I can't say that I love Stellar Crown, but it's not a bad set whatsoever. The market price for this ETB is at $190. It's sitting at its all-time high currently right now at 190. And like I was saying before, these things are like flattening out. It's holding up there. I don't know if it's going to pull back. The Stellar Crown ETB is holding just like the booster box for the most part. It's holding as well at a pretty close to its all-time high. Stellar Crown, I mean, there's a lot of doubt behind it. I don't feel so strongly about it, but things can change long term, right? That Terrapagos can get a lot of love in the long term, but we do have the Noctowl promo here. It's a decent promo. Noctowl just doesn't have as much of as a fan base as some of the others do. But look at on eBay, we're seeing the ETB selling here for $173 on bids. Another one at $171 with bids. $13 delivery, and another one at $180, $13 delivery there, $161, $7 delivery, $143. So we're quickly seeing that with Stellar Crown, you're getting a lot more cheaper boxes, right? Market price is at $190. You're having sales at $140, $161, $180, $171. Almost every single sale here is below market. I think I saw one that was at $190. I was wrong. So every single sale we're seeing here for the Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB is below market, which is a great thing, right? If you want to put this box, if you want to buy this box and have it in your collection, it's a great time to buy it. So there's Stellar Crown for you. Next, we're gonna be looking at Shrouded Fable. Even though Shrouded Fable isn't a great set, right? It's down there with probably so-called the worst sets in Scarlet and Violet. I mean, I don't really hate the set. In all honesty, I don't absolutely hate it. There are some cards in there that I do like the Houndoom and the Persian and a few others, the Horsey and stuff like that. But we'll have to see what it does long term, because even a box like this, that's the worst thing ever. It's nowhere close to MSRP, right? Market price is at $151, but you are seeing much cheaper sales even on TCG Player. You're seeing most recently sold at $133. Let's see what the others here are: 133, 138, 140, 154, 138, 135. So it's heading towards that 130 mark for the Shrouded Fable Pokemon Center ETB. Let's see what eBay has in store for us. We had a best accepted offer. That's October 22nd. I don't know why that's so far behind and up there. We have one here at $170. We have one on bids for $135 with $11 delivery. We have another at 117 with $12 delivery. That's an insane buy, even though it's Shrouded Fable. It is a Pokemon Center ETB, and $117 seems like a great buy for it. We have a open case here for $450. That is $112.50 per ETB. That's an insane buy there with $20 delivery. 146, 144 here, 137 with on bids, $10 delivery. Once again, still, Pokemon Center ETBs, even though from the best to the worst, they're all pulling back somewhat, right? They're all correcting, and they continue to do so as we move forward. Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETB is now at $200 basically. It's at $199.39. It's at its all-time high currently. Like I said before, some of these are pulling back, and some of this is just staying flat where they are. Now, will they pull back at some point? They may. Look, we have the most recently sold here on TCG Player at $180. If we look at the sold listings here, that was the cheapest one, which sold 3 days ago. And all the others are pretty close to the all-time high at $194 to $204. But we'll have to see. We have some listings here at just at 200, still sitting at market price. It looks like we have a few others here in the 170 range. That's pretty well below market. So it looks like sellers are going to start undercutting each other. Maybe product isn't moving as much as they'd like it to, but we can see here that there aren't. You can see this chart. It looks pretty bland, to be honest. Things are not moving so much for Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center ETBs. Looking on eBay, we have a sale here at $150 on 15 bids. 162 on 27 bids, $220 buy it now, 140 with one bid, 220 there is even above market on TCG Player. Just looks like an uneducated buy, maybe just misinformed. Another one here at $137 with on bids with $14 delivery, 151 with $7 delivery there, and another one at 177 and $10 delivery. So once again, still eBay continues to be the place, right? Even for a box like Twilight Masquerade that seems to be holding at that all-time high, we're still getting deals popping up on eBay. Now we're looking at Temporal Forces Pokemon Center ETBs. Now, the Temporal Forces Pokemon Center ETBs, in my opinion, even though people are buying some of these promos because of the gem rate or the percentage, whatever you want to call it, the PSA 10 rate, these promos don't look so good. Like you have the Flutter Mane. I forgot which one of these has the Iron Treads. Maybe it's a Paradox Rift, but all these promos don't look well. For Temporal Forces promos, Paradox Rift, ETB promos don't look well whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Market price for this one is $240 at the current moment. It was at an all-time high of $252, and it looks like the box will start pulling back really soon. Most recently sold at $201. Pretty low right there, 164, and that's basically the sale that we've seen in the last 2 weeks. 202 4 days ago, and on the 28th of October, $164. And for this very reason right here is the reason why I wanted to wait 2 weeks before I made this video, because product just doesn't move as much with the Pokemon Center ETBs in comparison to the booster boxes. And on top of that, the multiples that they've had in growth here, like $200 here. What is that? That's 100. That's 300%, 350% growth on this Pokemon Center ETB, which makes it really, really hard for people to justify buying this box. We're going to look at the other Temper Forces Pokemon Center ETB, the Iron Leaves version, sitting at $202, had an all-time high of 201. Why does it look like it dropped off there? That's, you know why? Because the chart's broken. It is sitting at its all-time high at $202, but you're seeing here sales diminished, right? Nothing, almost practically nothing in the last month. Most recently sold at $203. And the last sale was on October 23rd. So nothing happening with Temporal Forces on TCG Player. We're going to move over to eBay, see what that's like. There you go. The Walking Wake Temporal Forces Pokemon Center ETB sold for $142 on bids. It sold again for $180 on bids, both below market. The Iron Leaves one is selling here for $165 on bids. Not bad there. So we're seeing a dramatic drop in price on eBay, and this is why you have to look at different platforms, because TCG Player will hold up that price. Sellers will hold up that price. I mean, a lot of times TCG Player is just influenced by manipulation, and we're just being honest here. I don't care that people don't like that I say that. It's just the truth. people will do whatever they can to keep those prices inflated so they can keep making sales at higher prices. It's just the truth. We have another one here. The pair here sold for $304 at $152 a piece with $42 delivery. That's not horrible, but it could be a little bit better on that one there. $425 here for the pair. Could be better. $143 for the walking wake one here. That's a nice buy with $26 delivery. $150 with $27 delivery. Not so bad. So once again, same thing. Temper Force is still pulling back. eBay will be the place. Uh, Moving on now to Paldean Fates, the Bubble Mew, right? One of the best, if not the best, SIR in all of the Scarlet and Violet era. This ETB is sitting at $406, had an all-time high of $510. Pokemon Center ETB Paldean Fates was at $500. That is absolutely insane. Let's look on eBay. What do we have here? I know we have deals, right? As of yesterday, a box sold for $385 with $13 delivery. We have another one here that sold for $636. What is that? That is insane. I'm not even going to acknowledge that right there. $105 delivery. That looks crazy. All right, we're going to move on. There's another one here at $374 on bids there. Not so bad. $375 here again on bids. $380 on bids again. Not so bad for those there. We have one here at $400, $389.99, $366 on bids, $405, $400 there with $11 delivery. So for the most part, we're seeing most sales right at market or below. So even for a box like Paldean Fates that has so much going for it, with the Bubble Mew being one of the best SIRs in the era, with the shiny Charizard in there as well, with the Gardevoir in there as well. Those are 3 top tier SIRs. I know that outside of that, there are no other SIRs in there aside from some of the trainer cards, but those are still 3 top tier, very highly desired SIRs in Paldean Fates. And the box is really expensive, $400, $375. Wherever you find it, even though it is below market, it is still really expensive for an ETB. Moving on, the Paradox Rift, Pokemon Center ETB, the Iron Valiant, sitting at $179 market price. Looks like it's almost at the all-time high, which is pretty insane. It is the all-time high. Most recently sold for $188, $200 below before that, $180 before that, and $180 before that. So it's sitting at its all-time high. It looks like it might creep up a little bit just from that last sale, but once again, sales are diminishing. They might start undercutting each other at some point if the product doesn't continue on to move. Looking at the other Paradox Rift Pokemon Center TV, the Roaring Moon version, sitting at $209. Also sitting at its all-time high. Pretty insane to be seeing these 2 boxes sitting up here. The sets aren't great. The promos aren't great. I can't believe they're actually sitting this high in price. And even with sales diminishing, I would have to assume at some point that sellers will start undercutting each other as we continue with the correction, unless people keep buying. That's really the determining factor there, right? If they're making sales, they're just going to keep the price up there. Looking on eBay now, we have the Paradox Rift Roaring Moon version selling for $177 on bids, free delivery, below market there. We have one that sold at a buy it now for $205 for the Iron Valiant one. Surprising there. You know, gotta make better buys on eBay, right? There's another one here, Roaring Moon, $220 basically. Once again, not a great buy. $205 here for the Iron Valiant one. $350 for the pair. What's that? $175 for each. Much better than all those other buys we saw there. $360, $380. That's $190 for the pair for each one. I mean, it looks like you can find some decent buys. The sales for Temple Forces, Pokemon Center ETBs, sorry, Paradox Rift, Pokemon Center ETBs aren't as good as all the other boxes that we've seen. $310 here, not so bad. What is it? $155 for each one there with $15 delivery. Not so bad on that one. If anything, this is the best one we've seen in the last 2 weeks. Not bad for these boxes. 151 Pokemon Center ETBs now. The big boys, right? We're sitting at $952. It had an all-time high of $970. Took a decent dip to $934. Came right back up to $964, and now came back down to $953. I mean, it's a crazy expensive ETB right here, right? I know it's 151, but it's still wildly expensive. I don't think that it should be this expensive. I know I believe in 151. We all believe in 151 in the long term. But this, right now, we are currently not in the long term. This is technically still the short term. This should have taken a few more years to have appreciated to this price. It looks pretty crazy. Most recently sold in 950, 940 before that, 939 before that, 900, 899, 950, and 925. Really expensive for this ETB. I can't justify buying it in all honesty, but let's take a look on eBay and see what we have here. Sold today, $800. $800. What was the market again? 952, $152 below market price, sold today. A pretty damn good buy in comparison to market price. The next one was at $887 on bids, $13 delivery, still below market. We have another one here at $792 on bids, free delivery. We have a case. Wow. We have two cases here. One sold for $3,400 on bids, and we have another for $3,150 on bids. Pretty crazy right there, but not so bad for the buys there. What is it? I think that's like $750 for each ETB for that 3,400 one, and then maybe $600. Sorry, like $650 for the $3,150 one. Of course, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, and I'm doing the math really quickly. It's clearly not 100% accurate, but it's close enough. You're still seeing that it's well below market price at $952, and we're seeing boxes that are selling for $700. We have another sale here at $700, $12 delivery. Another one here at $800, another one here at $660 delivery on bids with $8 delivery. 780 here, $900. Well, so we're seeing some pretty cool sales here for 151. If you're looking to get some affordable prices in comparison to TCG players market price, eBay is clearly the place to go, and auction is clearly the way to go about it, because those are the ones that are giving us the better deals on eBay. Moving on, the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB, of course, has by far the best promo in all of Scarlet and Violet when it comes to the ETBs. It's a really, really nice looking Charmander, of course, and it's really valuable in a PSA 10. The box is currently sitting at $679, and it seems to be holding pretty close to its all-time high. All-time high was $690. It's now sitting at $679, which is not bad. It pulled back, what, $17? That's not bad whatsoever. I think my math was way off right there, right? It pulled back $12. Sorry, it pulled back a whole $12. Obviously, in Flames, though, but once again, it does have the best promo out of all, the most valuable out of all as well. And of course, that's going to hold the box price up. Looking on eBay now, you're actually seeing some examples here, right? This is a PSA 9 Charmander sold for $250 right here, and this is the Pokemon Center version as well. Of course, you have a best accepted offer for a Gem Mint 10. All right, so we're just going to continue on. I was trying to find the best accepted offer for this again, and the website is just not working the way that I would love it to work. I would love to give you the number on the best accepted offer, but it still gives you an idea. This Gem Mint 10 was listed for $3,000, and it's the reason why this Pokemon Center ETB is so expensive, because you could get a $3,000 promo out of this ETB, right? We have a sale as of yesterday, $530 at a buy it now. We have $535 buy it now as well, $8 delivery. We have $150 here with $12 delivery. We have $140 on bids with $12 delivery there. $530 with $7 delivery. So once again, still below market. We're in the 540, 550 range pretty consistently here on eBay, and a TCG player market price is $680. That's over $100, $120 below market, guys. So if you're gonna look for this ETB, you gotta go to eBay. Paldea Evolved Pokemon Center ETB. Another wild one with the Pikachu promo on there with the 3 starters. I'm jumping behind it. It's doing pretty well, actually. Nothing compared to the Charmander, but still does pretty well. The ETB is sitting at $595 at its all-time high currently. Pretty wild. This is the only ETB that has been increasing during this current correction right now. It's literally the only one. We're going to look on eBay now, see what we can get there. It's currently at $595, right? Let me just double check. $595. I did see a recently sold here, right here at $509. Let me not look past that. $509, $490, $469, $469 before that. Not bad right there. That's pretty good. That's one of the things that I feel like a TCG player is flawed with, right? We had these sales, and the box price did not decrease, but it increased. So this graph looks kind of off, but we'll move forward either way. It's still an expensive ETB. Let's see, just as of yesterday, $455 with 3 bids, $550 best offer, $800 here for that's the promo right here. CGC 10 sold for $800. Should be much cheaper. It is a 10, but it is a CGC 10, and it is not the equivalent of a PSA 10. We all know that, right? Another Pokemon Center ETB here for $430 on bids with $14 delivery. Pretty cool right there. $415, 13, $11 delivery on bids right here. Not bad. So steals happening, man, all over the place on eBay. We're seeing steals and deals all over the place. Another one here at $415 with $15 delivery. $403, guys, with $7 delivery right here. So once again, this ETB is getting much cheaper on eBay. As we're looking here, we're seeing what people are willing to pay for on auctions for these ETBs, right? eBay will continue to be the place to go. Now we're going to be looking at Scarlet and Violet base ETBs. We have the Koraidon version here sitting at $343, clearly at its all-time high. I will say that the promo for both Scarlet and Violet base ETBs are pretty cool, in my opinion. The Koraidon and Miraidon look so cool. Those promos are amazing. We're looking at the Miraidon version here, sitting at $328, also at its all-time high. Not bad for both of these ETBs, man. Scarlet and Violet base doesn't get much love, but I'm glad that at least the Pokemon Center ETBs do. We're going to be looking on eBay now. Recently sold on bids for the Miraidon version at $232.50 on bids. That is an amazing buy. If you're gonna buy, this is the place. Like, look at this, guys. This is over $100 discounted from TCG Player. Like, I wish I had bought this right here. It's such a beautiful ETB. Like, come on. Even this one here, the all red one, the Koraidon one looks amazing at $280 on bids. Again, 280 on bids. Another one at 275 on bids. You have the pair sold. They were listed for $550, but they had a best accepted offer, so that was 275 for each. But they probably got them for maybe like 250, I would assume. Not bad. Well under TCG Player market price. eBay once again continuing to be the place to buy. These ETBs look absolutely amazing, and they're doing pretty well. I think this would be the time to pick these up if you are looking forward to having these boxes in your collection. There really is no other way than acquiring it from the secondary market. We will not be getting any of these for sure first half ETBs from the Pokemon Center. So keep that in mind. Pokemon Center ETBs are really beautiful boxes that are really nice displayable pieces. Once again, they're just all protected by exclusivity. They should do well long term. Somebody pointed out at some point in somebody's stream, I think it was in Nostalgianomics stream, somebody said they believed or they felt as if Pokemon Center ETBs are somewhat similar to first edition Pokemon cards because of the exclusivity, the fact that you're not going to get them again, they're not going to print them anymore, and that's a very important thing to think about, right? We're not going to be getting any more of these. If you can get them now, I would say go ahead and get them. If you really want them in your collection, some of these are clearly much more affordable than they were a month ago, and I think that this will be the time to grab them up, right? So, but with that being said, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys found value here. I really enjoy doing these, so let me know if you guys like them. But yeah, guys, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.